What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Shenmue Theory video, and today we're going to be talking about the two mirrors, the Phoenix Mirror and the Dragon Mirror, and why they are important to the Shenmue storyline. So here I have Norris here with me. Norris is one of our co-heads of the Shenmue 500K Facebook page that you'll routinely see marked in the somebody help me. Routinely marked in the in the description. Now I'm gonna leave this in the descriptions below. So Norris, if you want to explain quickly what the mirrors are.
Yeah. So there's a lot of confusion in the Shenmue community about Master Chen's explanation of what the mirrors do, and then Zu's explanation. So Master Chen basically said that when the mirrors combine, Chiyu is resurrected on the Earth, and then Zu said that
Chiyu like a giant beast.
A long time ago, Zhu Yuanda once told me, when the dragon and the phoenix meet, the gates of heaven and earth will open, and Chiyu will resurrect itself on Earth.
Chiyu?
It's a legendary Chinese monster that will devour this world of ours. It appears Lan Di will try to make use of both mirrors.
What will he try?
That even I don't know, but you mustn't allow him to get that mirror. Be careful and stay alert.
If he finds that mirror, it will be the end of you.
Which in actual mythology is kind of interesting too. But,
there's different versions of Chiyu. Yeah. One is an actual dragon, and then one is like an ox humanoid monster with weapons.
Kind of like Baihu a bit.
Similar, yeah. We'll get into that actually later on. Oh my god. And then there's Zu's explanation that when the mirrors combined, what did he say again? God damn it. Oh yeah, he said that the treasure of the Qing Dynasty will be revealed.
Yeah. So when you put the two mirrors together, or at least he showed us in Shenmue 2 that when you put like the mirror with like a candle setup, you see that the mirror actually projects an image. If I remember correctly, it's the Big Dipper they show,
Big Dipper, yeah,
or the Little Dipper, and it creates like a map.
Well, it's actually a portion of the Big Dipper. I forgot. You need the other mirror for the other half of the Dipper. So
when you put them together, it creates like a star map, which is actually a map, like some sort of key or a map that will lead you to the quote-unquote treasure of the Qing Dynasty.
この法王経という経は一対で鍵となるのだ。鍵？そうだ。新王朝復興のために隠された莫大な財宝を手に入れるための。
聞いたかよ。お宝だぜ。言った通りだろ。俺様の勘に狂いはねえんだ。で、どうすりゃお宝にありつけんだ。
すまぬが、明かりを消してろうそくをつけてくれるか。見ておきたまえ。
何が始まるんだ。
これはこの7つの光が財宝のありかを示している。
それは一体どこなんだ。
これだけではわからん。
なんだと。
竜鏡の映し出す光と重ねることで初めて解き明かされるのだ。
Which, just a little side note, I find interesting that in Shenmue 2, when in both the Xbox and the Dreamcast version, at what would be disc 4 in the Xbox version and disc 4 in the Dreamcast version, the actual map changes to the same dots that you see in the mirror thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Wait.
So when you're running through Guilin with Shenfa,
yeah,
it's marking with dots everywhere you went. which looks exactly like the mirror, which is kind of interesting. I've never seen anybody talk about that either, but that's whatever.
Who would catch that though? That's the thing.
I don't know. Maybe some crazy Shenmue fans.
I'm looking at you.
Somebody help me. So no, yeah, it's really super interesting. Like you said, so like the mirrors form a key. So it's like, which one is it? Is it a key to the treasure of the Qing Dynasty or Qing Dynasty?
Well,
or is it a thing to resurrect the Qiyu? Or is it both? Or are they both like two sides of the same like ultimatum as to what it leads through? So
it could be both. Here's what I theorized, and
yeah,
basically, when I was actually really in depth, I'm still in depth into Shenmue, but when I was like an addict,
what the hell is Shenmue?
Don't do this. Don't do this.
I like shampoo, guys. Head and shoulders, motherfucker. Oh shit.
Anyway, what's my train of fucking thought?
God damn it.
When
we gotta talk about Shenmue, guys.
When I was an addict of Shenmue, he knows.
Yeah.
I would actually go in depth and look into
Shenmueholics Anonymous.
Into the mythos of the Qing Dynasty, King with a Q.
Yeah.
And I actually noticed something interesting. Actually, the flag of the Qing Dynasty is that of a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So I started looking more into it, and I noticed that the Miao people, I'm not sure if they're gonna come back into Shenmue where they originally were supposed to be in it.
Yeah.
They
if I remember correctly, isn't Miao Village is one of the
it was one of the low screens for
that Lan DC found. Yeah,
Miao Village and Miao Guan Temple.
Yeah.
Right. I looked into the history and the myths dated back into China, and I believe it was the Miao people that fought alongside Qiyu.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the War of the Kingdoms.
Yeah. So I noticed, like I said, the flag of the Qing Dynasty is that of a dragon, and I just thought, maybe it's not necessarily Qiyu, because remember from the prophecy that Shinfan says, a dragon shall emerge from the earth, and dark clouds shall obscure the heavens. Everyone thought that was a Qiyu dragon, so maybe it's not necessarily Qiyu, but maybe Qing Dynasty warriors are going to resurrect from the earth. Remember, the Qing Dynasty flag is that of a dragon, so dragon coming from the earth.
Yeah.
And then I remember one of the locations, Xi'an. You mentioned that was a location for the Terracotta Army in China, right?
I don't necessarily remember, to be honest.
I forgot how I got to that point, or whatever. But
yeah,
one of the theories actually, one of the factors of the theories that brought me to that point was actually Shenmue Online, even though it's not canon. One of the groups,
it'd still be conveyed from like an idea.
Yeah, from an idea.
Yeah.
One of the groups, the enemy group, actually is based off of ghosts and undead creatures.
Yeah.
So I'm like, will that somehow come into play into the future of the main Shenmue storyline? So I thought, undead creatures, undead humanoids, undead warriors. This would make sense if the Qing Dynasty warriors were actually to resurrect.
Yeah, it's interesting too, because the whole idea that they're kind of like statues, if I remember correctly.
The Terracotta Army.
So what if in Shenmue world they were all made out of Phantom River Stone, and the mirrors are made out of Phantom River Stone, so there's like a connection there because they're stone warriors that then come to life.
Keep in mind that there's actually a theory I pitched to James a while ago.
Yeah.
How Shenfa's father is a stonecutter.
Or a stepfather.
Stepfather is a stonecutter, and
but then again, I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know, because like in recent interviews, Yu Suzuki was referring to her stepfather like as her father. But I mean, could just be translation.
I mean, father, just that's the father figure that she knows. So So I mentioned to James, what if the reason why the Qiyu men was looking for Shenfa's father because they needed an experienced stonecutter. Maybe it's because the Terracotta Army wasn't complete, or they wanted to upgrade the army with Phantom River Stone, and he is a Phantom River Stone stonecutter.
Yeah.
So maybe they were looking for him for that reason.
Yeah.
But going back to the original theory,
So we at the end of Shenmue 2, we couldn't find him because he was cutting Phantom Riverstone.
okay, I'm really pissed at you for that pun, but
Oh
the
man.
fact that it actually made sense, I wanna hurt you. This video's fucked up. So getting back to that, I theorized, what if the undead warriors were going to be put into the Terracotta Army?
Yeah.
And we'll maybe have to fight, stone men.
Kind of like the end of the Shenmue Gang Edition movies, actually.
Yeah.
Mike Paprocki did a really good job, actually. Sorry, there was a bug. We're in my woods right now. Looks nice though. It's a good backdrop. Yeah, Mike Paprocki did a very good visualization of that idea, like stone warriors and the fight scene. And I think it was Shenmue 3, the Gang Edition.
There was also a member of Shenmue Dojo. His name is Peter. He actually, he was originally the one that brought the idea of the Terracotta Warriors.
Yeah.
I just found that out, actually. It was back in 2004.
Yeah, so you theorized it yourself, and then you saw someone else did it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, damn it, I don't feel special anymore. Shout out to Peter.
It's actually a pretty obscure reference, too. So.
Yeah, because I actually remember, let me, just in case, let me go Terracotta Warriors, Shenmue Dojo.
Yeah, especially when you consider that Shenmue kind of has two different, it lives two different lives.
Yeah.
There's you could take Shenmue literally, you're looking at it, this is what it is.
This is what it is.
Shenmue 1 especially. Shenmue 2
it goes more in depth.
Yeah.
Especially with Chinese mythology.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you go back and play Shenmue 1, there's different little things now that kind of make sense.
It's after you play Shenmue 2, stuff from Shenmue 1, certain stuff from Shenmue 1 actually makes sense when you think about it like this.
Exactly, for the reason, why is Ryo suddenly dreaming about this girl after he finds the Phoenix Mirror?
That's another thing, Ryo dreaming of Shinfa, but he doesn't recognize her.
Yeah.
I'm like...
I find it really interesting, too, because in the bad ending of Shenmue 1, I think it's... No, is it the bad ending of Shenmue 2?
When what?
Oh, when Shenfa... Well, anyway, I don't want to get too far into this. This is more of a Shenfa theory topic for another video, actually. But Shenfa actually talks to Ryo in his dreams, and he doesn't know who she is. It's in the bad ending.
Shenmue 1.
Is it Shenmue 1?
In the bad ending of Shenmue 2, it's when the mirror cracks, and then...
No, yeah. In the bad ending in Japanese, she's like, Hayaku, Hayaku. And then Ryo says, oh, who are you? And she's like, get here faster. Something along those lines.
Yeah, it was Shenmue 1.
I thought it was Shenmue 2.
Shenmue 2 is the one with the mirror crack, and then Landy comes up behind and
yeah, but
kills Ryo.
isn't that the last part of the Shenmue 2 bad ending?
No, but then the last part is when Landy has the mirror in his hand and he appears behind Shinfa.
Yeah, he says, I shall take your power for the Chuyu men in the Japanese version.
Well, in the English version, she says, she doesn't say hurry up. She says, she's not talking to Ryo. She just mentions that someone has fallen.
Okay.
早く来て。
誰だ？
竜が道を閉ざしてしまう。
どういうことだ？
早く。もう時間が。あと一月で、竜が道を。
うん鏡だ。
竜が黒雲を呼び、明星を覆う。道は閉ざされ、開口の願い、ついえる。
貴様の力、蚩尤のためにいただく。
Yeah.
Gotcha. So there's also a connection with the mirrors in Shenmue. Like, I always thought Shenmue kind of had like a higher force being played, which is why these weird events are happening. Like, he finds the mirror, he dreams about this girl, the mirror cracks when this certain thing happens in the bad ending. Or like the whole idea that when they come together, they do this magical thing. So like a part of me always wondered, like, is there a higher force at play than like what we're shown yet? Like maybe even a divine force that's causing this prophecy to continue. Like, what if Rio and the mirrors and all that, or what if Rio is merely a pawn?
Yeah.
And like, hold on. What if Rio is merely like a pawn in this bigger game, and the mirrors are like the object that causes the series of events for this prophecy to happen once again? So like, you know, Iwao and Suming Zhao find the mirrors or whatever. It makes Suming Zhao go crazy. Iwao kills him, which then causes Londi to want to come kill Iwao, which then causes Rio to want revenge, to find the mirror, to bring it to Master Chen, and then this all starts.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I really hope we can get some sort of you know, completion to this story.
Well, I want to add to that, but let's finish the other one first with the Qing Dynasty.
Okay. So going back to the Qing Dynasty, so it's possible that the treasure, as they would say in the English dub, in the Japanese dub, I think it's also called treasure. Yeah. What the word that they use for it. A lot of people would probably dismiss it as like, oh, it's money and gold because, like, you know, Hollywood movies make treasure gold. Right. Like, but the word treasure itself can mean a lot of things. It's something of importance. So, but Ren interprets it as money. So
that's not to say that there isn't. That's not to say there isn't treasure. There could be like, you know, legit like coins, gold, and like that. But you know, with that treasure comes a freaking stone army. So
and that would make sense too, because I think the mirrors themselves, like, they seem to be very powerful. They're like almost on their own plane of like storyline at this point. But just going back to what you're saying about the Chiyu men wanting them, I wonder if like Tente is ordering. And this backs up the whole Terracotta Army. Tente, the leader of the Chiyu men, for those of you who don't know, it's actually, he's talked about only in the strategy guide, if I remember correctly. I think that he wants Londi and them to get the mirrors because he wants the Terracotta Army. For, you know, ultimate power, cliche, whatever. And so that would back up the idea that they're actually a stone army. And
I had an old theory, it's sort of half disproven, that one factor is that maybe Tente is actually, you know, he's not existing right now, but could be Chiyo when he's resurrected. Yeah, maybe like Tente is. It's like their leader that they worship, and they're trying. Yeah, to so maybe that's why they're getting the mirrors, because they will give them Tente. You know, that's pretty interesting concept. And it could also be a reason why he's not even spoken of, or he or she. We don't know the gender. Like why this Tente character is not even spoken of, because like he doesn't technically exist right now. And that's that would be kind of a little far-fetched though. Because I would have thought that you know, at least Master Chen or Zhu would have mentioned that. Yeah, like when they explained who Londi is. But then again, I feel like Master Chen was spoon-feeding Rio to not get him too involved. There is another thing though that I noticed actually in the English version of Shenmue 1. Master Chen just said he's Landi is the leader of the Chiyo men. Yeah. But then when I started playing Shenmue 2, when you look at the beginning of Rio's journal, and it basically catches you up with what, you know, what's going on, what's Rio doing, what's he looking for. He mentions that Landi is one of the leaders of the Chiyo men. And I found it interesting, being that Master Chen only said that Landi is the leader of the Chiyo men, so I kind of found that's right. I'd have to go back to the Japanese version. That could be lost in translation, but that is actually a very key detail. Yeah, because I only played the English version of Shenmue 1, so in that version he says that Landi is the leader, but if you look in the journal of Shenmue 2 in the beginning, it says that Landi is one of the leaders. Yeah, that's really interesting too, because Master Chen would know that he would know, yeah, because Master Chen knows about the whole thing about resurrecting the Chiyu. He would definitely know that there's more than one leader. But he paints his knowledge of the Chiyu men just as them being the people that messes with his trade routes. Yeah. So, because Master Chen and Guizan deal with importing goods and things of that nature. But the thing is, I would imagine that he would know more than that, because he knows that the mirrors would do this, and you know the reason why they're looking for us. So I suspect that he would know that there is more than one leader, plus Tente above him. Yeah, exactly. So just to summarize and finalize up the video. So the mirrors themselves are a very interesting topic, because
Like, they are like the center of the mystery. Like, what are these two objects for? Are they the only mirrors that exist? Or are there more? Are there each mirror, is there one for each heavenly beast? Is there just two mirrors for the phoenix and dragon? And what do they symbolize? The fact that they symbolize two different characters and the prophecy that we're being told to begin with of the whole story. The fact that, like, the phoenix mirror makes Ryo dream of Shenfa, this girl he's never met. Then he meets her. Like, that's fucking mind-blowing.
Another thing, actually, in Shenfa's prophecy, a phoenix shall descend from above.
Yeah.
And that actually did happen in Shenmue Online. Then Yu Suzuki said that Shenmue Online is a canon, so I'm like, what's the phoenix supposed to be then?
Yeah, but, I mean, even if Shenmue Online isn't canon, he specifically said that the Shenmue Online video, if I remember correctly, my mind's a little fuzzy on this now, this was in one of the interviews, I don't remember.
Or maybe the phoenix is supposed to represent, like, you know how everyone thought that the dragon was supposed to represent Chiyu, but then we theorized that maybe not necessarily Chiyu, but the King Dynasty army. So maybe the phoenix is supposed to represent something else.
Could be. Or it could be actually Shenmue Online, like this whole grand battle. Because he said that it was a concept he designed for Shenmue Online, but he didn't say it was not a part of the story. And it fits in a lot of places too. But anyway, so just to finalize, like, the mirrors themselves are just such a grand concept that honestly, like, I don't think we can actually complete the theory until we get Shenmue 3, 4, 5 and finish the story. So yeah, so that's our Shenmue theory video regarding the mirrors and some general discussion. And so thanks for watching, and as always, have a nice day.